Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I joined the hype with everybody else during my hiatus and during the winter break. I fell in love with Encanto completely. I've been driving Joey crazy, and in honor of the movie, I'm going to attempt to make arepas con queso, or arepas with cheese, for the first time ever in my life. I didn't even know this thing existed. Yay, something new. Okay, so we're gonna give this a shot and see how I do, and let's go. Before we get deep into our ingredients, there's only 2 ingredients that are not found in every grocery store. One of them is this, it's masarepa. It is pre-cooked, and if I butcher these words, I'm sorry, I don't speak the language at all. I'm doing my best. So this is pre-cooked cornmeal, not to be confused with the stuff we get in the store all the time and we make cornbread with. This is slightly different. It's finer in consistency, and like I said, it's already been cooked. And the other thing that we had to, as a family, decide is what kind of cheese we were going to use. Okay, so Joey is the king of the cheese in this house. I have had very little experience with cheese until he came into my life, so we're going to let him take the stage now as we talk about cheese.
So we have selected for our perusal across the very many recipes we have looked at for Arepas Con Queso, several Mexican cheeses that we're going to be looking at. So we're going to taste test them. Amy, myself, and Adric, who's off camera, just off to your immediate left, as seen by the hand. We're going to taste some of these Mexican cheeses to see what we like. A lot of the recipes called for mozzarella, kind of bland. We have access to these. We've seen some other recipes, so we're going to go ahead and try them and see what we like as a family. Sure. You can, take pot shots at my pronunciation as you please in the comments below. All right, so up front,
it's better than mine. Always better than mine.
We have the Queso Fresco.
Okay.
So, piece for you.
Piece for me.
Piece for you. Oh, it's piece for me. So right up front, texture is crumbly. It's very salty.
It's very salty. It's like mozzarella but salty. I want to get something to drink here.
Best mom ever. Next up, we have Queso Blanco.
Queso Blanco or Casablanca.
We have white cheese. I'll give you that tiny piece right there.
Okay, so this is not Casablanca the place. This is Queso Blanco the cheese.
Where's Casablanca?
Africa.
All right, so this one still has like a tinge of saltiness, but it's not quite as strong as the Queso Fresco. The Queso Fresco, it's like a salty cracker. It's really salty up front.
I could see that being a good filling cheese.
What do you think, boy?
I like the first one better.
Alright, next we have the Oaxaca, or according to the package, Oaxaca. Authentic Mexican style string cheese. So
String cheese.
String cheese.
String cheese.
You're a Mexican string cheese. Here you go.
As a string cheese, this is pretty badass.
Yes, it has the consistency exactly of string cheese, maybe a little bit more mozzarella-y on the side. Alright, next we have the cotija. And this is crumbly, so...
Yeah, I see that. I don't know.
Real crumbly?
Really crumbly.
Very
like
crumbly.
Like feta crumbly. Oh. I can't even eat that.
That's strong?
That's too strong for me.
I had one taste. I can't do that either. That's very strong.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I guess that one's off the table. It's okay because I can't pronounce it anyway.
And those were the cheese tastings for the Arepas Con Queso that we were considering.
Yes. So thanks to Joey, we have decided what kind of cheese we're going to use. I have watched a lot of videos on how to do this, and the one thing I have learned is I've not seen anybody do this the same way twice. I've seen it rolled out and cut. I've seen it formed into patties. I've seen all sorts of things. I've put together a recipe based on all of this information, and fingers crossed we got this. So let's do this. For this recipe, you will need some sort of pre-cooked white cornmeal like masarepa, queso fresco for the dough, water, butter, and kosher salt, vegetable oil for cooking, and we're going to use queso blanco for the filling. Again, I know I'm butchering these words, I apologize. we're going to break up the cheese into the flour to begin with. It's a crumbly cheese, so it should be alright. Mix this all together. So there's all the cheese mixed in with the flour. Now I'm going to prep my warm water. Add warm water. I'm going to give it about a cup of hot. Since we have to filter all our water, we've got to improvise a little bit. So there we go. Got a cup of warm water there. And to that, we're going to add our butter. I'm just going to let that melt. Got the butter just about melted. So now I'm just going to add this warm butter water a little bit at a time. Okay. Let the rest of the water in there. Ooh. Okay, now we're going to just let that rest for about 10 minutes. Queso Blanco is, from my understanding, a very good melting cheese. We have our cheese all grated, so we're going to start on the next part where we form this into a big dough ball. Okay, so put a little pocket in there. I want to fill that with a generous amount of cheese. Now this is one way I've seen it done. Tuck all that cheese inside there. Come on, you can seal up for me. Alright, excuse me. Did you see this nonsense here? Alright, so that was the one where it was stuffed to begin with. Now I'm just going to make one. I'm not going to stuff it. I'm just going to make an arepa. And we'll toast it up. Okay. So we're going to let these cook for a few minutes on either side and see how they turn out. I'll flip it. There we go. So the ones that are filled with cheese are supposed to have kind of a hollow sound. Ooh. I'm trying something else. I'm trying it my way. That's what I'm doing. I am trying this my way. This is exactly how I used to do the old stuffed hamburgers when my kids were little. I would make the burger on the thing and then I would cover it afterward. You can seal it in right here. It's not sticky enough. So there it is. So just one more method I'm attempting. We'll see how it works. If you don't want to split it, you can just sprinkle stuff on top of it. So let's just do that. Let's just sprinkle some cheese on top of this one. Let's break this open. Ooh, look at that. I'm going to give this a try. This is really good. This is like really, really good. I can see why this is a staple food. Oh my goodness, this is amazingly yummy. I can't wait for Joey to try these tomorrow. Don't mind the mess in here, it's dinner time. But the guys have to try the arepas. The cheese.
Cheese.
So I used last night when I made them. You ate yours this morning. You haven't tried this yet. Aldrich is over here off screen. Last night I used Queso Blanco for the middle, and for the middle for this time I used
Oaxaca.
There you go. Now, we did not unwrap this cheese when we taste tested it in the earlier part, but I'm really excited because silly, stupid things excite me. And look it just unwraps. Isn't that, like, talk about string cheese. Look at this. All right, I just had to get that out of my system. Now you guys can check the arepas.
All right, I'm just gonna pull this away right here. Still a little warm. Watch your hand, Edric. I'm waiting until I get to the cheese.
Why don't you break it in half and get to the cheese faster? What I have learned is the third method I used, which is making 2 arepas, putting the cheese in and then slapping them together and sealing it, is my favorite way of making them. Like pancakes. Everybody's got their own way of making pancakes. Same idea.
It's kind of a stuffed pancake.
It is kind of a stuffed pancake.
You're a stuffed pancake.
We can actually make them sweet, like cornbread if you want. You could actually use these stuff as sandwich wrappers for anything.
Latin
There we go. There we go. There we go. There's that. There you go.
A lot of the recipes suggested mozzarella cheese for the meltiness. I think the Oaxaca did just fine. And I could be completely demolishing that name. And people who natively speak Spanish could be having a good laugh at me right now.
I did a much better job making them the second time. Okay, well, anyway, so I guess we're gonna wrap it up.
Arepas con queso with Oaxaca cheese. And cut. Thanks for playing. That's a wrap. As you were. Hey.
Well, our first official video back from our hiatus. Take care, be safe. Thanks for joining us as always. Bye. Thank you for watching. Hey, want to subscribe? You can click on the purple Christmas tree. Not sure you want to subscribe yet? You want to see more content first? You can click on this video over here. Until next time, take care and be safe.